How's it going, guys? Krishnav here, and in this video I'm going to cover the top 3 mistakes you need to avoid before you start outreach for your agency. Now, these mistakes, if not paid attention to, can cost you a lot of time and potentially money as well. So without any further ado, let's get started. Now, first, number one is obviously optimizing your profile. So what I've seen happen a lot with beginner agency owners who are just starting out is that they focus a lot on the script and the message which they are going to send to prospects, whether it be on Instagram, Facebook, or like LinkedIn as well. But they forget to pay attention to their profile, right? If I receive a lot of outreach messages on a day-to-day basis, and the first thing I do, if I do like their message, I go to their profile, right? And if you just have couple followers, no posts, and it looks sketchy just from a front view, then I'm not gonna go forward or even reply back to you or proceed with that sales message which you have sent me. So make sure before you start outreach, you have, let's say you're reaching out on Instagram, make sure your profile is optimized to the key. You have at least 9 posts on your main profile. You have active story highlights, some results or testimonials or any knowledge info which you can give out, and you have the keywords of your industry in your profile as well, so that it's easily searchable. And make sure you have couple followers. Get it through by engaging with your niche or just engaging and building your network, but make it reach a point to 200-300 followers where people can actually trust you. If it's just going to be a dummy profile with 1 to 5 followers, you are more likely to be ignored by the potential clients you're reaching out to. Right now, number 2 is volume. So just from my past experience running the agency for about 2+ years now, no type of outreach is going to work if you're not doing it at volume, right? Everyone who's just starting out, they pick a new outreach method and send let's say 50 emails, and then they say, oh, this is not working, I'm not getting any responses. Well, you haven't done enough of volume, right? You just need to reach out to more people before it actually works. Let's say you're sending out emails, and in a good chance you might have a 1% meeting book rate, but that's still you sending 100 emails and then booking a meeting. You can't just be sending 50-60 emails and then just give up on that outreach method or switch, right? Do not switch that easily, because you have not even touched the potential of that outreach method which you were focusing on earlier. So let's say if you're doing emails or SMS or emails, I covered emails, but Instagram or Facebook, right? Make sure you're sending enough messages and you have enough amount of data to make decisions off of. And if you can't be doing outreach yourself, and if you feel like it's a pain to send 100 emails a day, right, then go ahead and hire someone to do that. Or if you don't have the money to do it, leverage automations, leverage softwares which help you automate this process. For example, Lemlist and Instantly for emails, right? So make sure that with your outreach, while you're focusing on the quality of the message, quantity is equally, if not more, important as well. And third, last but not the least, is when you're testing your outreach method, obviously you're not there's a 99% chance you're not going to figure out your outreach, and you're not just going to crack the code with your outreach within the first go. You'll have to do a lot of variations, test a lot of things before you reach a point where you have a good outreach method that's consistently getting you meetings booked in. And while you're doing that process, while you're split testing things, right, keep all the variables same, but only change one at a time. If you're going to change 2 variables at a time, you are not going to be able to analyze what was wrong and what was correct in your testing. So what do I mean by this, right? Let's say you're doing emails and you're experiencing a poor open rate as well as the reply rate. Before before you make changes to it, realize that you can only change one thing at a time, because that's the only way you'll be able to analyze what difference it causes. So if you have 2 email campaigns with the same script, but what you're not experiencing open rate, right, then you use a different subject line on the first campaign, and on the second campaign you use a completely different subject line, right? But keep everything else the same. Why do we do this? Because after you sent 100 to 200 emails, we'll be able to analyze where you're seeing a higher open rate, which subject line is getting you a higher open rate. But if you were to just change two variables or three variables at a time, hey, I'm going to change the subject line, but I'm also going to change like the header or like the start of the email. I'm also going to change like the footer of the email. If you're going to change too many things at one go, it'll be so hard and like probably impossible for you to analyze what was correct and what made the difference, right? So pick one variable at a time while keeping everything else constant when you're in the testing phase with your outreach. But yeah, that's basically it. These are the three things you should avoid, and three mistakes you can avoid, and go ahead and like work on it and keep those in your mind before you start with your outreach. Best of luck, and hope you sign a lot of clients and book a lot of meetings. See ya. And by the way, if you want to join my free Facebook group, it will be linked down below. And I do a lot of weekly Q&As, weekly trainings there. So if that's useful to you, that's linked down below. Enjoy.